What if I told you that one of the greatest moments in human history did not happen during the flood, but after it? Most people remember the rain, the rising waters, the ark, the destruction, but few stop to think about what came next. Imagine spending months surrounded by endless water, no land, no horizon, no certainty about what awaited beyond the walls of the ark. Only faith, only patience, only trust. And by the end of this story, you will discover why one small olive leaf became one of the most powerful symbols of hope the world has ever known. The flood had accomplished its purpose. The earth had been cleansed. The violence that once filled the world had been swept away. The corruption that had consumed humanity had been judged. Yet inside the ark, Noah and his family remained, day after day, week after week, month after month, floating upon a world covered by water. Then came a beautiful statement recorded in Scripture: I remembered Noah. Now understand this carefully. It does not mean that I had forgotten him. It means that the moment for action had arrived. The season of waiting was coming to an end. The same is often true in your own life. There are moments when it feels as though heaven is silent, moments when answers seem delayed, moments when nothing appears to be changing. But silence does not mean absence, and waiting does not mean abandonment. Noah was not forgotten, and neither are those who trust in me. I caused the wind to pass over the earth. The fountains of the deep were closed. The windows of heaven were shut. The rain stopped. The flood waters began to recede. Slowly, steadily, patiently. Notice something important. The flood came suddenly, but restoration came gradually. Many people want instant healing, instant answers, instant breakthroughs. Yet often my work unfolds one step at a time. The same patience that carried Noah through the storm would now carry him through the waiting. Then, after 150 days, something remarkable happened. The ark came to rest, not upon a city, not upon a valley, but upon the mountains of Ararat. For the first time in months, the ark was no longer drifting. Imagine the emotions inside that vessel: relief, hope, anticipation. Yet Noah still had to wait. The mountains appeared, the waters continued to recede, and still he remained inside. This may have been one of Noah's greatest tests, not surviving the storm, but waiting after the storm. Many people know how to trust me during crisis. Far fewer know how to trust me during uncertainty. Noah had survived the flood, yet he still needed patience before stepping into his future. Then Noah opened a window. For the first time, fresh air entered the ark. The world outside could finally be seen. He released a raven. The bird flew back and forth across the earth, but Noah needed more certainty, so he released a dove. The dove searched for a place to rest, but there was none. The waters still covered the earth, and so the dove returned. Imagine Noah extending his hand and gently bringing the bird back into the ark. The waiting continued. 7 more days passed. Then Noah sent the dove out again. This time, something changed. The dove returned carrying an olive leaf, a simple leaf, yet one of the most powerful signs in Scripture, because that leaf meant life had returned. The earth was recovering. Hope was growing. A new beginning was emerging. Perhaps that is why the olive branch remains a symbol of peace even today. It reminds us that no storm lasts forever, no season of pain lasts forever, no night lasts forever. Eventually, hope returns. Yet Noah waited again. Another 7 days passed. The dove was released once more, and this time it did not return. The bird had found a home. The earth was ready. The waiting was over. When Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked out, dry ground stretched before him. Imagine that moment, the first glimpse of a renewed world, the first sight of land after nearly a year surrounded by water. The world Noah remembered was gone, but a new world stood before him. Then I spoke, "Go out from the ark. You, your family, every living creature with you. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth once again." And so Noah stepped onto dry ground. His family followed. The animals emerged. Birds filled the skies. Creatures spread across the land. Life began anew. Humanity had received a second chance. But notice what Noah did first. He did not build a house. He did not claim land. He did not focus on not claim land. He did not focus on himself. His first act was worship. He built an altar. After surviving the greatest disaster the world had ever known, Noah paused to give thanks. This reveals something profound. True gratitude remembers the source of its blessings. Noah understood that survival was not merely the result of human effort. It was the result of grace. As the offering rose, I made a promise. Never again would I destroy every living thing in the same way. As long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest would continue, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night. The rhythms of creation would endure. Think about that. Every sunrise you witness, every changing season, every harvest, every winter, every spring, they all stand as reminders of a promise made long ago, a promise born from judgment, a promise sustained by mercy. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of Genesis chapter 8. The flood was not the end. It was a beginning. The storm was not the final chapter. Hope was. Noah's story reminds us that after every season of testing comes a season of renewal. After every storm comes calm. After every period of waiting comes a new opportunity. And when it feels like all hope has disappeared, remember the dove carrying an olive leaf, because even the smallest sign of hope can change everything. If this story has deepened your understanding of Scripture, subscribe to Primordial Lore and continue exploring the greatest stories ever told. And now, continue to the next chapter, where Noah receives a covenant unlike any before it, and a rainbow appears as a sign of a promise that still stands today.